Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Fortnite Pointers. We've all heard about insane people that make it onto Dr. Phil, and this video will be no exception. In this video, we're going to be going over a kid that is insanely addicted to Fortnite. Anyways, leave down in the comments below what your thoughts are on this kid. Anyways, let's get straight into the video.
A typical day for me is where I'll usually wake up, grab breakfast, come back down, play games for a couple hours. I spend pretty much all day on video games. I truly think I am addicted to video games.
Straight off the bat, this kid admits his addiction to video games. That's a good start. Most people don't admit an addiction when they have it. This kid's routine is almost exclusively playing Fortnite and video games in general. It's insane.
This is my room. These are all my old consoles, usually from 2002 down to the 80s. We have the NES, the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, and then the Nintendo GameCube from 2002.
So as we can see, this isn't any normal video game player. As we can see from all the old school gaming consoles that he owns, it looks like he's been playing video games for a while and really enjoys them. But there are some drums in the background hinting that he also plays drums. So if he's addicted, he isn't completely addicted, I guess.
My mom does frustrate me sometimes when she takes my games.
You've been playing games all day long.
Sometimes I'll yell at her. When we got into a fight about my games, I was like rampaging around the house, trying to find them, like opening drawers, opening cabinets, rummaging through even the pantry because I was just so upset about it. When I came down here and punched a big hole in the wall, and then she was like yelling at me, trying to say stop, but I just kept going.
Okay, so this portion of the video reveals the true conflict of this kid. He said he gets upset when his mum takes away his video games. He also mentions that he digs through his house to try and find the games that his mother took. But the most insane thing, in my opinion, is that he literally punched a hole through a wall. And if you look closely, you can see what appears to be blood. Now, I don't fully know if it is blood, but it really looks like it. And if it is, then that's crazy. Leave down in the comments below if you think it's real blood or not.
I stopped going to school 2 days ago. I don't feel like I can do school right now. It's very difficult for me. Why? I have no clue. Me not going to school is a brand new thing. I just don't feel school is for me at the moment. My dad and I did get into a physical altercation. Okay, so now we're getting into the part in why he's going onto Dr. Phil. This kid is so obsessed with video games that he doesn't want to go to school. This is problematic not only for him, but for his mum too. Imagine having a kid that only stays in the house and plays video games all day. I was sitting in the office playing my games, and he came and grabbed me, threw me on the floor, and then I got back up, I tried to run away, he grabbed me, pushed me out the door, tried to get me into his car. He apologized, I apologized, so we're on good terms now. Okay. The kid now tells us that he's got into a fist fight with his own father. The way he tells the story seems like his dad just barged into his room and body slammed him onto the floor. If this is true, then I personally think that the situation could have been handled a bit differently. It does bother me that my parents are divorced. It's very upsetting to me, very sad. I have seen my parents fight before. I am bothered by it. It's kind of upsetting, but I would love to see my parents get back together one day. I just don't think it'll ever happen. Alright, in this part of the video, the kid starts talking about really personal things that bother him, like his parents getting divorced and how he wants them back together, but he knows it won't happen. Maybe this is a factor that's affecting the kid, and maybe this is causing him to rebel against his parents in the form of playing video games excessively, possibly?
We will be flying out of the airport to go to the Dr. Phil show.
You enjoy your time in LA?
So you'll most likely not be willing to go.
Correct.
And that means if I try to get you to go in the car, what happens?
Well, remember what Dad tried to get me in the car? He couldn't even get me in the car. I doubt you can as well. Personally, I think I can solve the problem myself. I don't think I need to be on the Dr. Phil show, and I feel that this is a waste of my time. I'm not going.
This portion of the video is a conversation between the mother and the kid. The kid thinks that he can handle the situation by himself and that he doesn't need Dr. Phil to help him. The mother obviously thinks differently. The kid said that if they try to put him in the car, they won't be able to. So let's see if the kid actually kept his word and didn't show up to the show.
Both parents did agree that something needed to be done. And when that happens and parents agree, then we involve what's called a transporter.
We've just arrived at the family home. We're going to go inside and meet our young man.
This is Mike. This is Laura.
We're your handlers. Dr. Phil has cordially requested your presence in Hollywood. He would really like to meet you. Our job is to just kind of get to the flight, make sure we catch everything on time, make sure all your needs are met. What questions do you have?
I'm good.
Can I shake your hand?
Sure.
My name is Mike again.
Yeah. So right now we are at the airport and we're heading off to LA, going to the Dr. Phil show. I do hope to resolve some of the issues at my house, or me not going to school, my mom and I getting along, I was very nervous this morning when the transport team came because I've always had my doubts about going. There was thought in my head that I didn't want to go. And I've seen the Dr. Phil show before, and I've seen that people do have to come to their house and take them. So I was just going to go with the flow and accept what I needed to do. Missing out on this opportunity is going to be a big mistake, and I think Dr. Phil is going to be able to help me out with my problems right now, and I'm very excited.
So a transporter showed up to his house to take him, and he actually did go with him. He was very calm about it. He didn't resist going and was very mature about it. He admitted that he had problems and that he needed to be solved, so he got into the car and on the plane and left for the Dr. Phil show.
Well, Jake, I appreciate you cooperating at that point and coming, and your mother has written in a number of times over the last several years, right? She's been very serious about this and
Yeah, I know.
Concerned about your gaming and spending time with that. Do you think that you have a problem with that?
I think fully I have a very big problem with gaming. And
What is it about it that appeals to you so much?
I think it's fun to take my mind away from the real life like tragedies and hardships, and I think it's fun to just get away from that and just hone in on that game. And
Just last week, was it, that you got into a physical altercation with your father?
yes,
How did that come about?
I decided not to go to marching band.
You had called and said, you want to handle this like a man, I'm coming and we'll take it in the front yard
Yeah.
and have it out.
Yeah, we went out of the front yard. He tried to get me into his front car seat, and he couldn't get me in there, and he fell on the ground.
But how do you feel about the fact that you got into a physical fight with your father in the yard?
It made me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
So now they're on the show, and Dr. Phil is there and asks the kid what he thinks appeals to him the most about video games. He has a very solid answer, and he said it's an escape. Dr. Phil asks him how he feels about the fact that he got into a physical fight with his father, and he said that he feels disgusted.
You've knocked holes in the wall, you've torn shelves down, you've aggressed against the dog, you've aggressed against your mother. How do you feel about that?
That, once again, is not acceptable. I feel awful about it now. When I get my games taken away, I feel personally I don't have control over my mind and what I'm doing. So
Do you go into withdrawal?
I think that is what happens to me.
So this part shows all the damage that he's done to the house, and he admits that he goes into what Dr. Phil describes as withdrawal. He admits his problems, and then the segment of the video ends. Anyways guys, this does bring us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, if you could please check out one of the 2 videos that are showing up on your screen right now, it would really help our channel out. And with that being said guys, as always, I'll see you next time on Fortnite Pointers.